On racing.com on Crown Oaks Day, and the rain continues to bucket down here at Flemington. Let's have a look at the market for race number 4, which is about 14 minutes away, and we have a very solidly backed favourite here in Secret Agenda, into $4.20. Was well back through the morning, $4.60 into that $4.20 quote, and the money continues to come now. Some significant bets as well around the $8,000 and $6,000 mark. The other one they're backing is Ottoman. It is now $5.50, was $6, got into $5, but with the money for Secret Agenda, it has gone back out to $5.50. Some bets around $4,000 there. And Little Indian, the 19, I know that David Gately's quite keen on the chances of Little Indian, was $41 into $26 yesterday, and has now been backed even further and halved, in fact. The 19 Little Indian is $13. But the smart punters seem to be getting right into Secret Agenda in race number 4 coming up at Flemington. Let's have a look at the promo for crownbet.com.au today. Of course, it does involve the feature race. It is the Crown Oaks, and if your runner comes 2nd, 3rd or 4th in the main race, you're going to match bonus bet up to $50. David Gately?
Yeah, thanks, Ben. Interesting there, Little Indian. I thought, she's a maiden, but she's certainly got some upside and form around Individual Heart. Silent Sedition, you can certainly see her competitive at big odds. No surprise it's been a nibble for her at the $41 in. Does draw in, her and Secret Agenda, whereas Ottoman and a couple of other key runners in the market draw out. So first test of the straight. Interesting since we've had this rain. Shane, this will test the punters.
Oh, it will indeed, as the rain starts to bucket down now here at Flemington, as the horses make their way into the parade ring for the Group 3 Gucci Stakes over 1,100 metres. This race is for the 3-year-old fillies. It's a set weights and penalties contest worth $201,500. High quality field here, and we start with number 1 Ottoman for the Godolphin team, John O'Shea and James McDonald. She's getting a nice easing grade here compared to what she's been contesting up in Sydney.
Yeah, well, this rain's no problem for her. Look, she didn't quite finish off last time, but that was 1,400. I think back to 1,100 here. She's Group 3 placed behind Speak Fondly, a recent Group 1 winner. Draws out, can win.
Horses 2 and 3 are scratched. Number 4 is Lake Geneva, Team Hawks, to be ridden by Ryan Moore. A top-class filly when things go her way, as we saw by that performance at Moonee Valley in the Crockett Stakes.
Yeah, she was good. She had the right run off a strong speed, and I think the runner-up was unlucky, but never decry winning form. She's proven on affected ground. I think significantly there she was back to this sort of sprint trips, the 1,200. I think they had a crack at 1,400 and didn't quite pan out. So she has a case.
Oh, this rain's getting heavy here at Flemington. Number 5 is Miss Idyllic. Craig Williams rides for David Hayes and Tom Dominic.
26 back into 21, coming off a Moonee Valley win in 3-year-old open grade, beating Billabong Babe. Certainly more depth here, carries the same weight, but certainly has a case.
We heard from Mick Price earlier today. He's fairly bullish about the prospects of number 6 Secret Agenda. Damien Oliver's in the saddle.
Wide on speed, Caulfield, and beat Allborough Swooper. That swooper's name, Serene Majesty, who then went to Moonee Valley and ran very well against the pattern of the day. Was no match for the winner prior to that, but she thrashed the rest of them, and that winner went on to run well in a red-hot Group 1 1,000 guineas.
All right, number 7 is scratched. We move on to number 8, Tempt Me Not. Glenn Schofield takes the ride for James Cummings.
He's going okay, albeit with every chance last couple. Did carry a bit of weight last time and comes back to fillies only grade, so you can make a case there. She's handled wet ground. 9 is banned on the run. Steve Richards is the trainer. Craig Newitt takes the ride. Won the maiden okay, fresh up. Didn't run any time, so that's some sort of knock, but the form around her last prep's quite sound.
Number 10 is Zara Bay, Dwayne Dunn and Team Hawks.
She was impressive, I thought, first up, Zara Bay. That was an excellent maiden win. She ran time. This was a Warwick Farm 1,100, and her first run in the blinkers note, she ran 1.3.5 there for the 1,100.
Number 11 is Petite's Reward for Brendan McCarthy. The great Jim Cassidy takes the ride.
Yeah, not much went right last time. That's the Miss Idyllic race. Prior to that, she was a good, strong winner, leading all the way at Bendigo, running 58 flat. Good roughie.
We move on to number 12, Minetti for Team Hawks, the third of their runners. Brenton Abdullah rides.
Yeah, back to her best last time, winning a maiden at Ballarat in strong style, and she ran okay time. She's actually placed up the straight on debut behind Belle Chandon.
13 Stream Ahead is an interesting runner here, trained by Doug Harrison. Blake Shin takes the ride. She's got a lot of ability. She can turn her form around.
Well, if she runs to that storming second at Petite Falou back in August, she'll go close to winning. The Caulfield run second up, they led and faded 1,200. Back to 1,000 last time, got a fair way back, and things didn't pan out well. I guess the jury's out a little bit.
Number 14 is Rhea Pinker for Hugh Bowman and Chris Lees.
Yeah, can win. Led, bolted in fresh Wyong and ran time. That was her first go on top of the ground, but note she had handled wet well on debut.
Interesting gear change here for number 15, Ocean Embers. The tongue tie goes on for the first time. Shay Eden and James Winks.
Yeah, tongue tie on note. I think she may have been not breathing properly, so that may be significant. She was well beaten by the favourite Secret Agenda last time, but ran okay. That was off an impressive debut win in just moderate time.
16 is out. 17 is Lady Esprit. Kira McAvoy rides for Kira Ma.
Led 1 fresh last time in Ballarat Maiden. Went to Mornington 2-year-old Open and wasn't bad behind one with Petite Falou form. She's trialled okay.
18 is out. 19, Little Indian. Robbie Lang trains. Michael Walker takes the ride.
Yeah, probably the best roughie all day, only a maiden, but her form around Invincible Heart, Silence Edition, I think is terrific. Back to 1100, drawn in, so you don't have all the ticks. But at that sort of price, I think she's worth a ticket.
All right, Katie, your top 4 for the Gucci Stakes at Group 3 level.
Yeah, Secret Agenda gets another go for me on top, but I think Little Indian certainly a great value, a danger. Rare Pinker and Ottoman go in as well. I'm 6, 19, 14 and 1.
6, 19, 14 and 1. Can you just recap those numbers, Gator? Sorry?
Yep, sorry. 6, 19, 14, 1 for you.
All right, 6, 19, 14 and 1. We're going to get some insight here from James Cummings, who's made his way through the wet. Very miserable conditions here at Flemington. James, really appreciate your time and making your way over to us. Tempt Me Not runs for you here. Are you happy with her condition?
Yeah, we've spaced her last 2 runs, and I think she's shown the benefit of that in her track work. I thought she raced very well against the older mares last start at Canterbury, and you know, if you think back 12 months ago, the horse that won this race was coming through the city midweeks, One More Zeta. I think for that reason she profiles nicely to be a competitive chance, even though she's taking on horses that, you know, are suited to keep winning, like Ottoman and Lake Geneva.
What are your planned tactics today?
Look, it's a tricky one because you know, there's a lot made of the galloping patch up in the middle of the course proper at Flemington from Tuesday a week ago. I think that the most important thing that Glenn can do is to make sure he just tracks the nice horses towing him into the race and that he avoids that section. But he has a decision to make when he joins up the course proper, whether he wants to go inside or out. He got it right in the Coolmore on the outsider, so hopefully he gets it right today on Tempt Me Not.
No issue at all with the track softening up?
Look, she's pretty adept in the going, a little bit of wet form. And I know, having watched her gallop and trial on rain-affected tracks, she can get through it. The same probably can't be said for most of them, but I'd be confident that she'll handle it. What is probably more daunting for her is going up the straight the first time, but I think with the length of stride she has and the speed she has, she'll be okay.
Best of luck.
Thank you.
James Cummings there. We'll catch up with Michael Hawkes very shortly. Team Hawkes have got 3 runners in this race. And Michael, really good to see you. Appreciate you coming over. Lake Geneva will start with terrific winning at Moonee Valley last start.
Yeah, it was great, Shane. You know, she sat 3 wide. I know she had cover, but we kept her fresh, obviously, after those runs in Sydney, and she performed really good on the day, and she hit the line good, albeit she got a bit tired that last little bit, but all you have to do is win.
Got a champion jockey, Ryan Moore, taking the ride today.
Yeah, obviously Ryan's Coolmore's jockey, so we elected obviously to go with him, and look, he's a top-class rider, and hopefully he can get the best out of her.
Zara Bay's a nice cut of a filly.
Yeah, lovely cut of a filly, lightly raced. Last start at Warwick Farm, obviously we put the blinkers on her, and we said to Tommy, just jump and go forward, and you know, he had to do a bit of work and crossed, and she really let down the last bit and won by a good margin. So, look, she's done really well. Obviously, with us, probably our main concern is the weather. It might be a bit skatey, a bit slippery, but in saying that, she's really good. You know, she's a powerhouse, and you know, we think she run really well.
Dwayne Dunn rides her. You've also got Minetti for Brenton Avdulla.
Yeah, good win last start at Ballarat. Obviously, she jumped and kept going and wanted to run along, and obviously she's going up a lot in grade, but we decided obviously give her a crack at stakes grade, and hopefully she can figure in the placings.
Preference of the 3?
Oh, look, they're all nice fillies going forward. Obviously, I've got probably a bit of leniency to Zara Bay. She won very good last start, but look, I really think the right run of the race, and depends how the track plays, inside or outside, but they're all really good.
All right, best of luck.
Thank you.
Michael Hawkes there with the 3 runners in the Gucci Stakes as David Gately and Shane Dye rejoin me. It's going to be interesting, the tactics as they charge down the straight.
Yes, it will be. There's no doubt about that. And they'll definitely split. There'll be horses coming to the outside of the fence, which on TV's the near side to the stand. Normally, it used to always be quicker, didn't it, Gately?
It did, that's right. And look, this will be a real test because one of the favourite Secret Agendas drawn in with a couple of value roughies, we think, in Petite's Reward and Little Indian, whereas a couple of others right in the market, Ottoman and to a lesser extent to Lake Geneva, that's sort of drawn out. So Yeah, look, it just makes it a hard task for the punters, no doubt.
And there's another 3 races, I think, up the straight. So this is going to be a good guide for everyone to watch to see where the winners come from. And then the jockeys will gauge for future races.
Indeed. All right, Benny, what's happening?
Yeah, Gator, there's been pretty good money for Secret Agenda all morning, and that money has certainly continued despite this pretty heavy shower that has hit us in the last 15 minutes or so. Secret Agenda is the best backed of these runners. As we have a look at this market, currently $4.20. That's in from $4.60. Ottoman's attracted some support as well. Currently $5 has been pretty steady around that quote, and Little Indian, as we mentioned, has been pretty well backed through the course of today, now right into $13. So right in this market, but Secret Agenda, the best backed of them, $4.20 just now. The 6.
All right, that's the way things look at the moment as the horses are behind the gates for the Gr.3 Stakes. Sprint race feature for the 3-year-old fillies over 1,100 metres. It's a Group 3 level. We've seen some top-class horses come through this race in recent years. We really do have a high-quality field in this year's running of the race as the horses are just behind the gates. Gator, just with the market moves here for a couple of the key contenders, I'm really interested to see what they'll do tactics-wise. You know, which direction will they go? We'll probably know pretty early in the piece.
Yeah, fair call. Look, the money's come for Secret Agenda, so I guess a bit like swimming in Bondi Bay. They're undeterred about the fact she hasn't been on affected ground, Shane.
There's also money for Oderman, and I can understand that because gate 14 on the outside, back from the 1400, which she didn't seem to get last start. The 1200's going to suit her. But you've got to remember the Sydney form's been very strong this year down here, and there's 2 Sydney horses that are here, Zara Bay and Lara Pinker.
Yep.
And they both ran very well last start.
And ran time, didn't they? And
they ran good time.
You saw that recipe with Lake Geneva, 1400 back to a sprint trip, and she went to the Valley and was able to be successful. So I think that's what they're thinking with Ottoman, and she's been well supported.
Definitely.
Yeah, into $5 now, open $6. Just correcting to $5.50, but good money for her. But Secret Agenda best back, $5 your top fuck into $4.20, and some nibbles at good odds. You've seen that Little Indian 41 bet now 14 into 12 on game day. All right, they are about to be locked and loaded for the 4th here at Flemington. This is the 3-year-old fillies race, of course, the Group 3 Gr.3 Stakes. Won a really competitive race last year, won by Unequivocal, who was a recent winner, so it tends to be a good race.
The viewers at home will notice if you watch these outside gates, the 15, 14, 12, 11, they'll just head straight to the outside, I would say.
Yeah,
if I was riding, that's what I would be doing. And in the jockey's room before, you actually discuss which side you're going to go, so there's no interference early on, because it's no good if you want to go out and the outside horse outside you wants to go in. There's too much trouble. So you actually discuss it around at the start and say, right, I'm going in or I'm going out, so you know where you're going.
Alrighty, and they're only moving them while they are for Gr.3 Stakes. This will be a fascinating contest. Let's get to Greg Miles.
Band on the run about to come up. Lady Esprit to get set. This is Burning Embers, or rather Ocean Embers, coming up into the line there. Lady Esprit is ready, so 1,100 metres the trip here. Up the straight, more than likely going to split. Ottoman coming in. Drawn 1 from the outside. Rhea Pinker from the stable that won this race last year with Chris Lees. Will be the last one to move in. On the outside there's Zara Bay. Field nearly right to go. Now, Band on the run, coming up into a stall in the middle of the line. And that'll leave it then for Rhea Pinker to take the outside stall. Secret Agenda, the $4.10 favourite, ahead of $5 for Ottoman. And the 2 favoured runners drawn opposite sides of the course. So Rhea Pinker loaded in, the field is ready to go. They're set. 1,100 metres for the Gr.3 Stakes race 4. And away they go. Secret Agenda jumped fairly with Miss Idyllic down towards the inside. Manetti in the middle of the line began well. She heads to the grandstand and has the lead ahead of Ottoman. Surge ahead. And just behind them, Tempt Me Not, Rhea Pinker. And going well back in the field in the early stages, Lake Geneva, one of the last on that side. Over on the other side, and I'd say the grandstand would have the lead at the moment. And leading towards the flat side of the course is Miss Idyllic. Shows the way, or Petite Reward, I should say, up by a couple to Secret Agenda. Contender, who's doing the chasing work, and just behind them is Miss Idyllic and Zara Bay, and Little Indian over on the far side, and they're followed by Lady Esprit as they come along towards the 400-metre mark now. Not much between these two divisions. They've levelled up a little bit. Ottoman on this side and Manetti are the two leaders, with Tempt Me Not, and over on the far side Secret Agenda's put her stamp on that side of it, and she's raced away from the inside division. So Secret Agenda on the inside, and on this side Tempt Me Not ahead of Ottoman, but on the far side it is all the favourite Secret Agenda. She wins it in a breeze from Tempt Me Not second. Lake Geneva's got up for third, I'd say, from Ottoman fourth, and just behind them Ria Pinker. The second, third, fourth and fifth all coming over on the far side, the grandstand side of the course. The winner's absolutely romped it in. Back behind those horses on the flat side of the track was Little Indian in company with Lady Esprit and Zara Bay. Well back in the field was Petite Reward, who did show some pace. Band on the runners back towards the end. Surge ahead on the grandstand side, Ria Pinker. Ocean Embers is one of the last over. Manetti showed speed and dropped out of it as it pours down at Flemington. The favourite wins.
That was an outstanding win by number 6, Secret Agenda, for Mick Price and Damien Oliver. She has absolutely powered away from her rivals over the concluding stages to win, and win well. 6 Secret Agenda first. Second has gone to 8 Tempt Me Not. Third in 4 Lake Geneva. Fourth in 1 Ottoman. 6, 8, 4, 1. Fifth in has gone to 14 Ria Pinker, and 6th has gone to number 15 Ocean Embers. But that winner was in a class of her own. Secret Agenda winning for Mick Price. It's been a great week for Mick, of course, winning the Derby on Saturday with Tazino. He's taken the Gucci Stakes with his very exciting filly today. Damien Oliver in the saddle. He joins Sam Highland.
The master strikes back, Ollie. Super win on Secret Agenda. She was so impressive. You stayed about sort of 4-5 off the rail, plotted your path there.
Yeah, we did, Sam. We had a nice sit off the leader, and she really loved the ground. She hadn't seen a soft track before, but today she just flew through it.
And that key with Mick Price's horses, he always has them fit for conditions like this. And when you push the button, gee, she blew them away.
She did. She's always shown a heap of potential, this filly. Got injured in a Blue Diamond Prelude, which was unfortunate for her because she would have been a serious chance in a Blue Diamond, I think. But she deservedly won a good stakes race today.
Ollie, all looking good for the Oaks?
I think so, Sammy. Yeah, she too hasn't seen the ground, but gives me the impression that she might be right in it.
Well done. The heavens are starting to open.
Thanks, Sammy.
Damien Oliver, the winning rider here, champion jockey, and this is just an outstanding performance. When you look at Secret Agenda over on the far side of the course, or the inside rail as most would refer to it, she's beaten her rivals on that side of the track by about 10 lengths. As you have a look there at the still right on the line, Secret Agenda, massive margin over those on that far side. Down on the sand side, they're rather bunched together. That just adds further merit to this outstanding performance by this filly. The overall time here is pretty good, guys, considering the conditions here. She's run 104.09, which is less than 2 seconds outside the course record.
Yeah, it's certainly going to be tough to line up the times given rain during the day, but it's a useful gallop at its own right from what I can gather. I think the most salient point is the one you've touched on. That she has beaten her race, the inside race, by 10. Second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, all come down the outside.
Yeah, well, looking at that, the outside's quicker, even though she won. She just gapped them. If she'd come down the outside, she might have blown them away, but she was always there. But that's a good thing that you said. There was a big gap back to the rest, and the outside beat all the rest, you know, on the inside.
That's right. It's a significant, Clint, her first exposure to soft ground, but she relished it.
I think that was a very interesting point that Damien Oliver just made. She just loved the ground. I mean, she stretched out, put the ears back. That was an extremely impressive performance. The outside, or the stand side, was clearly better, but she was just in a league of her own.
And Benny Damon's been knocked off his stand. Well back, Secret Agenda, $380, $1.90, $4.60, Tempt Me Not. Lake Geneva's hit the line hard, $280. Mick Price has been in the headlines all week. It's another winner. Group 3, Secret Agenda.
Mick, I know you were pretty bullish about this filly's chances in today's race, but that was an outstanding win.
It was, because the outside horses were a fair way in front, so she had to do a bit of work and had to get going by herself. I mean, we went out there with an idea maybe we'd get some cover, but when they split, there wasn't going to be no cover. So D. Oliver made his own plan up, which is fine. But really happy that she handled the ground, skimmed across it, and she, you know what, she's a very strong, muscly filly, and Group 3 placed twice before today, so she deserves a Group 3 win, and fantastic for Blue Blood.
We're just talking in the review there about the performance. She's beaten those on her side of the track by about 10 lengths.
She has, hasn't she? Yeah. makes you wonder whether, the previous how she's been beaten. But, look, it's just good to see her handle the track and nail a Group 3, So she's a lovely filly. She's always been a nice filly. Always, even Blue Diamond time, we had a good opinion of her. So it's good to see her putting the form on the board.
Next steps for her?
I don't know. With her rating, she basically becomes group. I'm not in a big rush for 1400, which is Sandown Cup Day, but not sure. We're not sure if she goes to the paddock or not now. I mean, she's Group 3 winner, so I'm not going to just hack her around for no reason. So we'll see what happens. But she's got plenty to come. She's got a good future.
Well done, Mick.
Thanks, Shane.
Mick Price there. It's been a great week for him here at Flemington, and that was just an outstanding win by Secret Agenda, guys. This performance, she was just in a class of her own.
It was a brilliant victory, and looking forward to this chopper shot, because this will tell us the outside rail seemed to have a significant advantage at the halfway mark of the race, Clint.
They certainly did. They did split into two groups. So on the left of your picture, it was Petite's Reward, just with the head cock to the side that led up. And the eventual winner, she was never too far off from Secret Agenda, the red colours. But on the right-hand side of your picture, or the stand side, good speed shown by a few. Ottoman was never too far away.
Well, remember on Tuesday here, the outside was really slow and they were 6 lengths in front. The inside now, this is reverse. The outside's so much faster. As a jockey riding there, I can honestly say it's faster outside, because horses just don't get there that quickly and that fast.
Yeah,
now you see Secret Admirer here on the inside. Once Damien gives her a kick and lets her go, she just explodes. Secret Agenda, I should say.
Yeah, this daughter of Not a Single Doubt, she has loved the ground. Look at the rest of them drop off at the left of screen, and the bulk of the field are all still there, and as they were, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, as Gator said.
Yeah, look, she was come from 6 lengths off the speed effectively, and won by 2 3/4, so quite dominant. 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, all on the outside.
Yep. Take her out, you can see there how much faster the outside was in front.
Yeah, she would have won by about 5 or 6 if she was drawn higher or took that path. But the good ones can offset the bias sometimes.
Yeah, that's right. It takes a very good one, though. Look, she was quite dominant today. Back a notch in grey, wasn't she? And speaks highly of that Serene Majesty form, who we've seen run well at the Valley against the pattern herself. Secret Agenda, there she's 1:4:09, home 33.7. 12.04, quite dominant. Lake Geneva hit the line nicely, so good to see her running well. She showed tremendous early promise, didn't she? Of course, placed in a Group 1 Blue Diamond, Group 1 Golden Slipper. Ottoman Sound on the speed back and trip. And Raya Pinker measured up okay, as did Shaheed's filly Ocean Embers.
Nothing below 12 seconds, and for the rest of the day they probably may not be, because it's so wet and the track's getting wet.
It's really coming down now.
Now you see a quick on the inside here. The outside's way in front. That's a great shot.
Yeah.
Damien hasn't even hit her. He's just shaking the reins and he's saying go. He knows he's got them covered. As a jockey, you know where those outside ones are. You can see on the side.
Yeah, so you're well aware of lining them up?
You're very well aware of lining them up. When you go across the line together, you're not sure whether you won or not, but the whole way, you know whether you've got them.
Yeah, no, it's an exceptional win. And Clint, as you say, when she's given them 6 and dashed away like that, it's scary to think what the margin could have been, had she, they'll come in the one race.
Look, she clearly loved the ground, but if she had have drawn high and been in the body of the field that really figured in the finish, she could have done anything. She still has got an exciting future, and that's a pretty special win. I mean, you don't often, like you said, she's beaten her side by 10.
Yeah.
But for viewers, you may not realise when a horse
recognised around the world for its fashion, for its innovation and impeccable Italian craftsmanship. And we welcome back Gucci to the Melbourne Cup Carnival for the 5th year. So we move to the presentation then for race number 4, the Gucci Stakes. Can I acknowledge Mr. John O'Rourke, the Honorary Treasurer and Director with the VRC, and thank him for escorting Mrs. Helen Koo, Managing Director, Australia and New Zealand for Gucci.